Viktor Gyökeres, the Arsenal striker who was brought in to lift Arsenal to another level. Based on being the striker of the year, based on last season, has Mikel Arteta been proven right that this guy may not be the guy to take Arsenal to the next level? I'm Ty Knight, let's go. So this show is not about bashing Viktor Gyökeres, not at all. If you're looking for that type of show, this ain't the one for you. This is a conversation show based on Viktor Gyökeres and is he a bust or is he going to be a success? But most importantly, what's been your thoughts so far on Viktor Gyökeres before we get right into the show? Has he been a bust so far or are you reserving judgment? Let me know in the comments below, bust, reserving judgment, because that's a nice, easy way to know which way the show is going to go. I'm not no angry black man here that's going to go crazy and start slagging him off and saying he is shit and Mikel Arteta was right after all. Should have went and got Benjamin Sesko. Nope, you ain't going to get that from me. So let's get into this show because we're going to be looking at, should he start against Fulham, the next 5 to 6 games that Viktor Gyökeres is going to play, and is he actually going to score any goals? Because right now, he's only scored 3 goals in 9 appearances. And the last 6 games, he hasn't hit the back of the net. And that must be a cause of concern for Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal players, the Arsenal fans, and most importantly, Viktor Gyökeres. So let's go. So this Saturday against Fulham at Craven's Cottage, Mikel Arteta has to make a decision. I've already done a show on Eze versus Moreno and who should start that one. But the big question is Mikel Arteta actually going to do the unthinkable and play Mikel Moreno up front over Viktor Gyökeres? And if he does that, my God, that's a telling sign that when Kai Havertz is back, you know Havertz is going to be playing number 1. But that would be no good for the confidence of Viktor Gyökeres because Viktor Gyökeres does more than just score goals. We know that we are seeing the other side of his game. But that's not important for Arsenal fans. The most important thing for Arsenal fans is scoring goals, ball, back of the net. If you're not doing that, at least make some assists. And if you're not even doing that, try and wrestle the ball up Bukayo Saka and take some penalties at least to get your goal tally up. But against Fulham, the cause of concern is he now going to go 7 games and not score a goal? Is the game against Fulham too hard at Craven Cottage? Is the game against Fulham still going to be a proving ground for Viktor Gyökeres to find his feet at the Premier League level? We know he's come from Portugal, and we know he's not the same sort of league or same sort of skill set to score the goals that he's been used to scoring. And that part there, we still have to give him time to adapt. Adapt to the new way of playing, adapt to a new team, adapt to a new physicality from Portugal to England. And that's the part where I'm just seeing fans or content creators or certain channels really and truly going after Viktor Gyökeres and saying he's a bust. There's one content I saw today while I was in the car picking my daughter up, and the guy there on the channel was saying, yo, Viktor Gyökeres is a bust. And I don't say the channel, it was DR Sport, and I would just say the channel. But should we be surprised anything that comes from AFTV or DR Sport, that's anything either going to be positive or look on the balance side of things and say, yes, you know what, if you give him more time, then we'll see. If I give him 20 games or 25 games, then I'll then reserve my judgment until then, and then say if someone's a bust. But if you're going after this 9 games and saying, well, the last 6 games, he hasn't scored a goal, he's the biggest bust of the season, that kind of tells you everything you need to know about the channel and about the person who's making those comments. Now, everyone's entitled to their opinion, 100%. I've got my opinion, they've got their opinion, you've got your opinion. So I'm not saying one is right over the other, but one thing should have been done with that judgment is wait after 20 to 25 games to get a total understanding of his ability in the Premier League, in his ability in England. Even though he played in England before for Coventry, but this is on a different level. This is on a different spectrum. This is on and under a new manager with a clear identity of what he wants from his team, and him also adapting to Viktor Gyökeres in a sense of having a recognised striker for the first time under Mikel Arteta, a striker that he may not have wanted, but one that he's got. And he has to adapt and find a better way and a better plan for Viktor Gyökeres to hit the back of the net on a pretty much consistent basis. Because when you look at it right now, which is going to come up on the screen, look at the amount of goals from the players in the Premier League right now who's scoring, there's only one person you can say in there is a prolific goal scorer, and that is Erling Haaland. But there's two other players that people say they're kind of one of the best in their positions or a natural goal scorer, and they're not even on this top 10 if there are 10 players here. And that is Mohamed Salah and also Alexander Isak. They are not here. But you have Erling Haaland at 9 goals. Semenyo has 6 goals. You got Igor Thiago, that's at 4 goals. Jaden Anthony at 4 goals. Hugo Ekitike, yes, he's making his debut season. He's on 3 goals. Funny enough, Viktor Gyökeres on 3 goals. You got Moses Caicedo on 3 goals. Nick Voltman on 3 goals, who's making his debut in the Premier League. You got Enzo Fernandez on 3 goals. You've got Ilman Andea, hopefully I pronounced his name right, for Everton on 3 goals. And you got Wilson Isidore on 3 goals from Sunderland, under 21s, believe it or not. But Viktor Gyökeres is on 3 goals. He's on the same amount of goals as everyone else. Okay, 1 goal behind Igor Thiago and Jaden Anthony. But when you look at Semenyo, who's having the season of his life so far, on 6, but why are we not surprised about Erling Haaland chipping in with 9 goals so far in the Premier League? I'm not shocked. You shouldn't be shocked. But yet there's people out there saying, yo, Viktor Gyökeres may be a bust. They paid all this money. Now, let's bear in mind, the money that they paid for Viktor Gyökeres was not over 100 million, okay? Nowhere near 100 million. So the money they paid for Viktor Gyökeres, 3 goals so far in the 7 Premier League games is not a bad return on his debut season, may I add. But going against Fulham this weekend at Craven's Cottage, we're going to see, again, is Viktor Gyökeres going to be able to hit the back of the net? Is Arsenal going to be able to play the sort of football that's needed to get the best of Viktor Gyökeres? Do Arsenal have the players available and who has the ability to be able to thread the ball through to Viktor Gyökeres on the floor? Because we know his weakness is in the air. We know his weakness is going to be the general hold-up play altogether. But Arsenal don't have the Kai Havertz there that they had last season. They don't have the Mika Moreno right now, who was deputizing last season, who can also do that as well. Viktor Gyökeres is a different type of player. But the goals we've seen him score so far, okay, the goal against, I believe it was Leeds, that goal, that was a beautiful goal. That was a typical Viktor Gyökeres goal. He scored a penalty as well, and he's also scored a tap-in against Nottingham Forest. But the goal against Leeds was a trademark goal for Viktor Gyökeres, and that's the sort of goal we're going to hopefully see against Fulham on the weekend. If we start seeing goals like that, then you don't call him a bust. All of a sudden, you start going back on yourself and saying, oh, he started scoring the goals, but you know what? We ain't seen him score against Manchester City. We ain't seen him score against Liverpool yet. We ain't seen him score against Real Madrid. We ain't seen him score against Tottenham. You see where I'm going with this? Sometimes there's people out there that makes the content for the sake of making content to make it click, to get paid of bullshit that they spill out. Wait until 20 to 25 games, then come out with the content, whether he's looking like a bust, or he is a bust, or he's looking like he's adapted very well, but he just had a slow start. Now, the next games we're going to talk about right now for Viktor Gyökeres, again, it's going to be against Crystal Palace, which is going to be Arsenal's game after Fulham. Then in November, this is where it gets a bit tricky, because Arsenal then go away to Burnley with Scott Parker there in charge, and then he's going to score some goals there. Hopefully, he's going to bang a couple of goals there. Because, again, the players that he'll be playing against will be on the same level than what he had over there in Portugal. So I expect him to score goals there. I expect him then, when Arsenal plays Sunderland, again, on November the 8th, I expect Viktor Gyökeres to score a couple of goals there. Why? Because it's going to be the same sort of caliber of players that he played against in Portugal. Then Arsenal play Spurs at home on November the 23rd, the North London derby. Now, this can go either way. Why do I say that? It's the North London derby. It's emotions. It's heightened. It's so much heightened game atmosphere in this game. It can go anywhere. Viktor Gyökeres can end up being the hero, or he can end up being the villain in this. And I'm hoping that this game, he would know and understand he needs to turn up even more and score a goal at least to shut up the Boo Boys, especially over there at that other channel. I don't want to keep on saying their names because it looks like I'm just slagging them off as a channel. Again, everyone's entitled to their opinions, and I appreciate that. I'm just here calling out from what I heard. Didn't irk me. It just made me think, damn, what, 9 games and you coming out of that bullshit already? Okay, right. So, the next game against November the 30th against Chelsea. It's going to be at Stamford Bridge. Another London derby. Is he going to score in this game? Maybe not. But then again, he may score. It may be a penalty. And if it is a penalty, do you know what? This is one thing I'm going to say about a penalty. Penalties are hard. Whether you're a striker, midfielder, defender, or goalkeeper taking it, it's a skill taking a penalty. The ball is 12 yards away. It's dead center. Okay? Keeper can't move until the ball's been struck. They can do a little shimmy here and there, but that's about it. But you still got to put the ball away from 12 yards. 12 yards is 12 yards. It's not 2 yards. It's not 3 yards. It's not 4 yards. It's 12 yards. The keeper still has a chance to save it. You just have to be cool, composed, and knowing what you're doing. And Viktor Gyökeres is a solid penalty taker. He's a solid shot player. Okay? He's got power in his shot. And if he takes a penalty, more than likely he will score a goal. So, if you score some goals against, let's say, Burnley, Sunderland, Spurs, and Chelsea, and they were all penalties, guess what? And Arsenal won all 4 games there, 3, 6, 9, 12 points done, 4 goals in that, and they're all penalties. I'm taking that all day long. Why? Because it's 3 points given to Arsenal, 4 goals scored in 4 games. And what are you going to turn around and say? Oh, man, well, he ain't a bad, he's not a really good striker because he's only scored penalties. Guess what? If you took 4 penalties, missed 4 penalties, you'll be saying he's fucking shit. Yeah, I went there, I swore, I'm sorry, don't shoot me, right? It looks like I'm a bit riled up about this, and I'm not. I'm just annoyed that sometimes when content is put out there or people have their opinion, sometimes they go a bit too early, and some people love that. Some people just love that drama. But if you are a ball knowledge player or person, shall I say, you will understand that some games just doesn't go your way. But the one thing that you can do and show your teammates, show the fans, show the manager, show the board that investment was a good investment because they add other attributes to make the team win. And that's one of the things that Viktor Gyökeres is doing right now. He is helping his teammates who never, ever got the space that they didn't get last season or the season before or the season before that. He's added that element to Arsenal now that makes Arsenal more dangerous. Again, I know goal scoring is one thing about his job, and that is what he's been brought in to do, is score the goals. But the other part that what he's doing, trust me, we struggled on last season and the season before. This season, it's been more easier for the likes of Saka not getting double teamed all the time. Martinelli, he has now options. Madueke, when he was fit, he had options. Trossard had options. Martin Ødegaard has only been back a minute, then he keeps on getting injured. But then he was delighted for having someone like Gyokeres there because it was someone new to thread the ball to who can do something with it should that ball get up there. Now, we know his weakness is a bit of a hold-up play and aerial ability. We understand that and we know that. And I see it, you see it. But let's give the guy some time. Again, with the fixtures coming up, again, as I said before, it's Arsenal versus Fulham. I expect him to score a goal there because, again, the team that Fulham is no different than the top teams that we were against Portugal. Yes, he didn't score many goals against the top teams in Portugal, but that's the sort of caliber of the team. Crystal Palace at home, I expect him to score 1 or 2 goals there. So to me, in my calculations here, I'm going to go through this. Fulham, I'm expecting him to score 1 goal. Crystal Palace, I'm expecting him to score 1 goal. So that's 2 and 2. Burnley, I'm expecting him to score 2 goals there. Yeah? I'm expecting him to score 2 goals against Sunderland. I'm expecting him to score a goal against Spurs. And I'm expecting him to score a goal against Chelsea. Now, this sounds crazy. It sounds ludicrous, but it's not. There's 1 game there 2 games I think is going to be tough. Palace and Chelsea. Those are the 2 tough games. Spurs, I don't think that's going to be a tough game at home. It never really is, apart from that stupid 4-4 draw that we had many moons ago. But I'm expecting him to do something against Spurs. But Chelsea and Crystal Palace, maybe. The Chelsea game more than anything else. But I'm expecting him to score the goals against the teams again. Quickly run through it again. Fulham, I'm expecting him to score. Palace, Burnley, Sunderland, Spurs. Those are the games I'm expecting Viktor Gyökeres to finally hit the back of the net on a consistent basis and run down Erling Haaland for the Premier League leading goal scorer. Is that a possibility? Let me know in the comments below. Have I gone too far and is thinking, Viktor Gyökeres is something more than what he really is? Or now we're really finding out that he's not as good as a striker as what his goal tally was for the last 2 seasons? Are people going too far, too quick after only 9 games? And should we really, truly judge him on 20 to 25 games, then start making a bit of a conclusion? because there's only 38 games in the Premier League. That's where I'm at. Where are you at? Let me know in the comments below. Viktor Gyökeres a bust, or you're reserving judgment until 20 to 25 games. Be serious about this. This is a serious topic. I'm Ty Knight here. Watch one of these shows that just popped up. Like the show. Subscribe. We need more subscribers. I need more of you. And I need more of you to start commenting on this show. Please, when you comment, I reply. And those who comment, and you know who you are, you know I come back and I have a great conversation with you because you're an adult about it and we have adult conversations. And hype this show up so we can blow up just like Elon Musk's ex. Okay, right, let's go. I'm Ty Knight. Have a great day. Goodbye.